What's up, you guys? This is Big Bob with Tales of a King. Welcome back to another edition. Thank you, everyone, for the continued support, continued love. We appreciate it. It is not gonna go unnoticed. And thank you to Psychosmiths Inc. for their continued support as well in helping us in our journey. And thank you to Thrashtastic for always lacing us up with the newest and latest designs he has. Make sure to check him out, Thrashtastic. You guys, we got a special episode today. We're in San Pedro, California. This thing took forever to get going, but we finally found the date. We're finally here, and we're right here with Vic of Medina Flannels Company. And as you guys know, I've been rocking Medina for a few years now. And last year, last year we did the collab. And it wasn't just a collab, you guys. It was your first collab ever.
It was, yeah. It was, and it definitely worked out. You know, I think not all collaborations work, but yours definitely pushed me forward. So nothing but, you know, thanks to you, thanks to July for helping me out. I truly appreciate the support.
Always, and that was our first collaboration with anything like that. So on my side as well, thank you, and I appreciate it. I'm still humbled. I'm still, yeah, you know, unreal, you know.
Yeah, I remember I called you up, and I had seen what you were doing, and I like that. You know, most importantly, you're a people person. You're easy to talk to, and ultimately, like any collaboration that I do, I like to get along with the person.
Right,
you know,
right.
Get along with the person besides the business. It's just important to get a good point to continue on.
This isn't just business either. It's like I said, we built a relationship before even this was a thought. Like we became friends, and then I've always supported, and vice versa, and that's where you are now. Can we talk about what's coming up as far as collaboration?
Yeah.
I know we might be jumping ahead, but we're already on that subject, so we might as well continue it.
You know, so like I mentioned, not all collaborations work out. I've done collaborations where it didn't work out, and what I mean by that is I think a collaboration, it benefits both parties.
Right.
If both parties work just as much to make it happen, to push it through, I would say. Because unfortunately out there is some people where they look at anything to benefit them.
Right.
You know, and business is business, I get it, but also if you and I are gonna work together, we both need to do the same amount of work to make it happen. And you know, with us, you were able to promote it, and that helped me out.
Right.
You know, I've been in this for 5 years. 5 years, and first few years, it wasn't going anywhere. Kind of debating whether I should continue.
Right.
But ultimately, I do feel that I built a good flannel, and I wanted everybody else to see.
Right.
You know, even before I ever came up with it, you know, I definitely got inspired riding bikes. You know, I had a Road King. You know, I rode it, and naturally, everyone wears flannels.
Right.
You know, flannels is
one of those things. At least in our culture. Well, you know what? Everyone does it, no matter who you are.
That was initially what inspired me, and I think subconsciously too, my grandpa always wore flannels. You know, always wore flannels. So I think, you know, me not knowing that possibly gave me the foundation of the idea when I did start riding bikes, when I did start wearing flannels. I don't want to call it a uniform, you know? right. But it's naturally what you wear, you know? Started developing the idea, everyone wearing flannels, how hard would it be to make a flannel? And once I get something in my head, I tend to try to go towards it, especially if I start thinking about it, I want to go ahead and accomplish it.
And the flannel, I mean, I never thought about making flannels, but we talked before. Making a flannel is not making like a design on a shirt. Making a flannel, there's so much more patterns and colors and colorways and buttons and this and that. I was just like, you know what? My mind doesn't think that deep, so I'm like, well, it's just a flannel. But when we talked, I'm like, damn, I never thought about all that.
No, it's you know, making a flannel is definitely more involved. I'm gonna say this. I think you know, anyone can come up with an idea, and by tomorrow you could have shirts, hats, and stickers made.
Right.
I don't want to take anything away from that, because that definitely requires effort and work. But to make a flannel, it's cut and sew. So to make a flannel, you need a manufacturer.
Right.
And even before you make a flannel, you need to develop the actual flannel itself. So the easiest way to go about it, and a lot of companies do this, they go ahead and they buy already pre-made flannels, and they put their label.
Okay.
That's just the easiest way. That's just for them to get it out.
Right.
So I didn't want to do that. Even when I was starting, like I had already certain ideas that I wanted to apply to the flannel. And one of the things in my flannel that I think sets me apart is my collars. Even though as simple as it sounds, like I have round collars.
Right.
So, and also the way it fits. That's something that I worked hard on. And even before I started getting to production, I had no experience, no knowledge. I had no idea how to make a flannel. It was just an idea, and my next step was, how do I make a flannel?
Right,
you know,
right.
how do you make it happen?
Right.
Luckily, I was blessed that I happened to work with someone that did cut and sew, and that's
Wow.
the process that it's that it's done, cut and sew. Someone at work told me, you know, there's this guy that works here when I was brand new that does cut and sew. And I thought he was making shirts and hats and stickers. So I happened to talk to him, and he guided me in the right direction.
So your first flannel was literally like replica of, I mean, it was cut and sew literally.
Yes.
Wow.
So once he guided me, he told me he had the people out in LA. That's how it all got started. I went to him and I kind of broke it down what I wanted.
Yeah.
You know, I already was familiar with flannels, so I knew what I liked. And I had already envisioned the collar.
Okay.
You know, I had already that idea, because if I was going to make a flannel, I just can't make any of the flannel.
Right,
It wouldn't make sense, you know?
You could have just bought the ones made already and put your label on
That
it
would have been
if
the easiest
yeah.
thing. You know, I never knew how hard it was going to be to make it happen.
Wow.
Never knew how hard it was going to be to make it happen, because the biggest issue is it's a bigger expense because you have to hire a manufacturer.
Right.
But the first thing that I got done was I got a sample made. And obviously the first sample is not going to be
Excuse me.
the right sample. So I had to go through, I would say, 3-4 samples for me to actually get the proper fit to one that I actually liked.
And you got to pay for each sample?
Time.
Wow.
Each time.
Do they give you like a sample deal at least or
No,
anything?
I definitely didn't get any deals.
Right,
you know,
right.
Once I got my first sample, I thought it was good enough to let everyone know, to
Yeah.
share with people, you know? And like, I believed in it that much, you know, because ultimately, like, you can't bullshit quality.
Right,
There's
right.
no, you could talk about it as much as you want, but if it's not a good material, if it's not a good flannel, people are going to buy it,
Right.
but eventually it's going to fall through,
Right.
you know? So you need to have a good product. So once I had the sample, then unfortunately the first manufacturer didn't work out. He kind of took me for a spin. So I'm out in the middle of LA trying to knock on doors, trying to find a manufacturer. And I came across a good one to start off. And my first order was a lot more than I ever imagined.
Right,
to be
right.
transparent, my first order was a $16K for 200 shirts. So you do the math.
Wow.
So, and it's a business,
Yeah.
you know, that's initially what I started for, but I didn't make any money. It kind of put me back because this manufacturer, he was kind of like a lawyer. You call him, it seemed he was charging me for that. But most importantly, I got them done.
Right, right.
I got them done, and I knew it was a good flannel.
Right.
Like, I just knew. I've been wearing flannels for years. I wanted to share it, and then that's when the website came in place. That's where a lot of other things came in place. And for the first, I would say, 3 years, I didn't make any money. You know, where I was debating, did I do the right thing?
Right,
is this
right.
even right?
I think that's a normal thought for people getting started in anything, right? It's like, man, is this worth it? And 3 years isn't long.
It is. You know,
It is and it isn't. You know what I mean?
You know what? The only reason that I was able to stick with it was just because I already had them.
Right.
You know, I already had them, and I remember even before I started, I seen a video about how hard cut and sew was. They actually didn't recommend it. This is before I even spent $1.
Right, right.
This video said, don't do it. It's a money pit. You know, you need to audience first. So I already rode a bike,
Right.
and I love the whole entire culture of it, and most importantly, I respect it.
Right.
Not only bikes, but lowriders too. So that was my foundation, and going back to what we just talked about, first 3 years, I was like, man, I think I might have made a mistake. But then you came along and I thought about a collaboration. Let me hit up Big Bob, see if that would work out, and he did. So I think that was initially what pushed me through to the point where I am now.
Awesome.
So I'm nothing but grateful for you guys. For
sure.
helping me out. And going back to what we were talking about, collaborations, the new collaborations that are coming out.
In my eyes, these are heavy hitters in the game, in the motorcycle world, in the lowrider world, right? Was it hey, you want to do this? Let's do it, or was it like not negotiation, or was it really just like, hey, let's do this? Are you down?
You know what? So the way I go about my collaborations now is let's like I just mentioned, Dirtbags. I'm coming out with a collaboration with Dirtbags with Mikey Loco.
Right.
I liked what he was doing.
Just for the record, I already have that flannel in my bedroom.
You're actually
I had to throw that in there.
Yeah, you're actually the first one to have it.
Hell yeah.
I don't even have one. But I liked what he was doing, and I wanted to partner up with him and see if he would be interested in making a flannel.
Right.
And I talked to him, went to go and meet up, and it worked out.
Oh, yeah.
So that's one, along with Espinosa leather.
Ooh, that's huge. Both those guys are huge.
I have nothing but I'm grateful for all the people that are willing to work with me.
Espinosa leather, they're known worldwide.
Yeah,
but legitly, not just like, like people wear their vest all over the world, so that's huge.
Yes, I'm just grateful the Espinosa family was able to give me an opportunity. Most importantly, once again, I looked at what they were doing. They're solidified in the game. It's just there's no questions about it. And most importantly, they're respected. That's a respectable family. Family that was able to build a company from scratch. So I went to go and meet up with them, and you know what? It was nothing but welcoming. And we were able to work out where we're coming out with a flannel.
Wow.
So that's obviously huge for me. And once again, thanks for taking me in. Thanks, the Espinosa family. So,
and people, on that note, there's a couple of people who've actually got your flannels turned in, or had Espinosas make vests with your flannels, right?
Yes.
I mean, that's dude.
So that's initially how I would say me and Espinosa teamed up. So Jay Gunt, I believe his name is.
Yeah.
I might be incorrect on actual name, but he's been a big supporter of mine. He's bought every single flannel that I've made. So he got one of my flannels, and he got the lining inside the vest.
That's awesome.
So I was able to share it. Espinosa seen that, and then that's initially how we started linking up.
Man, that's awesome.
So, and all my new flannels are coming out as soon as heat comes down a bit. I would say I have 4 new flannels coming out October.
Okay.
October is what I'm hoping for, but most likely it's going to be beginning of November.
Okay.
Because it's still hot.
Right,
I don't sell flannels when it's hot. Wish I did, Yeah, it's hot, but these flannels are cold, so.
Ice. So what other, any other ventures you want to get into, or business-wise, or are you pretty much sticking to this right now and see where it goes?
So I have a full-time job.
Right.
I'm a union member.
Hell yeah.
I'm a part of the ILW union, and I would say I'm on the Outcast local. ILW's huge in this neighborhood. Huge. I would say majority of the people that I know work for the port ILW. So I happen to work for a small local.
Okay.
I would, like I said, it's an outcast little local. It's like the little local that could. But we do good.
Yeah.
Every time that I mention local 20, everyone's like, "Where's that?" Because a bigger local, LW 13, it's just the whole entire waterfront.
Okay.
Where we're just in one terminal. And you see me share my stories.
Right,
I recently moved up, crane operator. So, and I'm only a handful of crane operators at the waterfront that aren't LW 13. We're LW 20. So I definitely feel fortunate.
Right,
you know?
right.
And like I was talking to you before, like being a union member, I know how important Made in America is, and that's something that I want people to know. Like I make these flannels here, so my costs, like you need to consider. You know, it's always cheaper to outsource the manufacturer. You know, so I've done them here when considering every other flannel company makes them overseas.
Right, right.
You know, and I think there's as a small company, the first question is where are they made?
Yeah, it really,
You know,
yeah,
that's just like
really
where are
is.
they made? Considering everything they're wearing is from overseas.
But they want to know
where's yours made? But
yeah.
everything that I'm wearing is from overseas.
Hell
you know,
yeah.
so. But as of right now, I'm on my third manufacturer, and I think it's getting harder and harder because every time that I do order, the prices are never the same. They're
So you always have
going
to
up.
play with them, and
You know, I kept the price the same since I started, but it's kind of a fine line.
right.
Fine line because, like I mentioned before, it's a business that ultimately, I mean, I do want to be able to get my return. You know,
Right,
I don't need to
sure.
get rich, but
Right.
it's a business.
Yeah.
You know, and I do think I need to go back and run some numbers. You know, definitely with the new ones that I'm coming out with, I think new material, different sizing. People are going to be.
I mean, the last drop that I was including, I thought those were, I mean, you stepped up from previous. So I mean, I can imagine these new ones.
So I'm a perfectionist. That's one thing about me. Sometimes I don't think it's a good thing because I could look at anything and pick it out. I could look at anything.
Right.
I would have done it like this. You know, that's like I'm an artist.
Right.
You know, that's something that a lot of people don't know. Like,
No, legitly, you're an artist.
Like, yes, like I paint.
Right.
Like that's actually my true passion, to be honest with you.
Wow.
Besides everything else that I enjoy the bikes, I enjoy the cars, lowriders, all that. But art, I've been doing art since I was a kid.
Wow.
You know, so I haven't painted in the last couple of years because flannels take a lot of time.
Right.
And everyone possibly looks at, let's say, my profile and they think it's a big company when it's just me.
literally.
Yeah, you know, when people place orders, it's just me trying to do the best that I can with a full-time job.
Right.
I try to do my best. Sometimes I'm working every day before the sun comes up, and I go home literally at night, you know, at 11 at night.
Right.
You know, I'm coming home. I work the whole entire day to make the flannels happen.
Right.
And I've tried to do the best that I can. Like with deliveries, I definitely try to reply. But anytime someone writes me, they possibly think they're reaching out to a company when it's just
No, it is a company. You're the company.
Yes. You know, until this day, there's not one picture of me on Instagram. This is actually the first interview that I've done.
Hell yeah.
You know, mainly because I trust you and I like
Thank
what you've done. But the reason for that was because I never wanted it to be like, hey, look at me, this is mine.
Right.
I wanted the product to speak for itself.
And
I've always believed
it has worked.
It's worked. Yes, thankfully. You know, I've got a lot of support.
Right.
I would say from the start, I made calls, and all my buddies luckily happen to have bikes, happen to have cars, lowriders. So everyone's been really generous, generous with helping me out.
Yeah.
You know, I definitely couldn't have done it without everyone. There's too many people for me to
Right. They know who they are.
They know.
Yeah.
You guys know who you are, and you can just look at my profile. Everyone that I've worked with, you know, regardless if, you know, it's worked out now, like I definitely appreciate their time.
Right.
You know, it definitely got me where I'm at now.
Hell yeah.
So
Where can they find you at?
So you can find me Medina_Flannels. If you have any questions, they can DM me, you know.
And your website is?
Oh, the website's MedinaFlannels.com.
No, Vic, thank you, brother. Appreciate it, man.
Hey, thanks for your time.
Vic,
Hey,
right?
check it
Medina
out, guys.
Flannels.
You guys are gonna love these. Yes.
Mikey logos. Espinosa's.
Espinosa.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what do we got going on now?
You know, right after this, we're gonna have a little cruise. I brought my car out. I bought my car a little over a year ago, I would say. It was a good starting point, and I just finished it a month ago.
Yeah.
Definitely a lot more money than I ever imagined.
This car's bad too.
Thank you, thank you. But I love it.
Yeah.
I mean, ultimately, you know, I have a new truck, and I definitely prefer driving my 64 over my truck any day.
Nice, nice.
It's just the passion,
Yeah.
you know, and just like bikes, I no longer have a bike,
Right.
you know? And I think you said it before, like, I don't live on my
Right.
car, I don't live on my bike, but I have a passion for it,
Hell yeah.
you know? I think since I was a kid, I've been inspired by them, by Lowrider magazine, by Little Models.
Yeah.
That's actually the first intro that I got that I got in. One of my buddies building a little lowrider model, and from there, like, I just loved it.
Found love right there. Huh?
Yeah, and it's I love the culture. I love everything that it's about, and I'm excited for everything that's to come.
Oh yeah, well, nothing but the best to you, brother. I know blessings will continue coming your way, and you
Thank
guys,
you,
man,
thank you.
support. We
Yeah,
support
please
Medina
support,
to the fullest, and
American made.
the real deal, union proud,
Yeah.
baby.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so right here, we're up the San Pedro coast. We're about to take a ride over the bridges, but here I am with Vic. Now, Vic, you had a Road King for a while.
Yeah.
You did that thing up as well, right? I remember it was Vicla out and white walls.
Yeah, it had everything you could, I would say you could want. Air ride at 21 on the front, big pipes, loud, custom paint job. So it was fun. It was fun, you know, but unfortunately I had to sell it at that time. And
Right.
I went, I didn't have anything for a while, but I always wanted to get me a car. And luckily this car came up for sale. And when I originally bought it, it was a good base, but it wasn't done.
That's only been a year, right?
I've had it for a little over a year.
And you bought it, it was what? Was it running?
Yeah, it was definitely
okay.
running, but when I bought it, the reason that I bought this car was because the body was square. And that's
Okay.
something that I didn't want to go through or work with.
Right.
Because it's just a money pit. So this car, all the lines were perfect, exactly what I wanted. Interior needed a whole overhaul. The engine, I ended up taking out the engine, having it machined, new valves, new everything.
Wow.
So
Look at that.
literally everything here is brand new.
Wow.
Everything, every single hose. So all this took a little bit of time.
Did you do this work? I mean, not the machining, but the actual.
No, so I had someone do the engine for me. On the interior, I had somebody do the interior, but the whole entire front end, I did it.
Nice.
Everything here is brand new. So it took me a couple of weeks to assemble
Right.
it. But yeah, it's been a good car. You know, I'm definitely happy with it. There's other cars that I'm interested in, but hey, this is good for now.
Right. No hydraulics, no air ride.
No, it's just, so this is a classic. This
Okay.
is 100% how I imagine, as close as it comes to what would have came out of the factory,
Right.
you know? Which I wanted to keep it like this. In the future, I would love hydraulics. Yeah, so I replaced the whole entire front end.
Okay.
So I still have the original. I was originally gonna go ahead and re-chrome everything, but I had a couple issues with chroming shops.
Okay.
Unfortunately, not everyone you go to does the work you expect them to do.
Right,
So I
right.
just decided, you know, not to deal with the headache. I just went ahead and I purchased everything brand new. Everything, every single bolt, everything's, the whole entire front end's brand new. And yeah, I try to keep it as clean as possible.
Yeah,
you know,
it looks good. It looks beautiful.
like
man.
I said, I'm a perfectionist, and it's something that I definitely try to do. Try
And
to
again,
keep it
this
clean.
is driven. This is built.
Yes,
You built
yes.
it to drive it.
Now that it's done, I take it out.
Hell yeah.
You know, for a whole entire year, I wasn't able to take it out, but I think it still needs a couple of small details, and after that, it'll be done.
Hell yeah. Well, let's jump on those bridges and let's get some footage.
Let's go.
Let's go. See you guys there.
Averill Park.
Averill Park in San Pedro, California.
Yeah,
Vic, thank you
appreciate
so much for coming
through.
on,
Yeah.
man.
Thank you guys. Watch the episode. Appreciate everyone that came through, and check out medinaflannels.com. Thank you.
You guys stay tuned for the next one. See you soon. King Life.